Gentles, now please excuse this interruption. The magics of my master soon will start, and I anon will conjure raging storms. So I must preface your experience here and give some warnings and some pleading words. In case evacuations do occur, please note the nearest exit, close to you. It may not be the one you entered from. And if you are unsure, an usher ask. They're happy to assist you as you need. Attend. A warning for our stage acts today. This 2 and some odd hours on the stage includes the use of haze and flashing lights. I say again, we use flashing lighting. And now, a plea for the sanity of others. To keep your fellow viewers most content, we beg no use of cellular device. In fact, please take a moment, if you will, to quiet any ringers you may have. And as you are a guest to these events, my master says that none may make record. No filming or photography today. If visions here too frightening appear, or matters of the privy draw you out, before the interval is rightly called, re-entrance will be barred till the second act. But now, I reignite the radio, for I must leave. My duties bid me go.
Dear listeners, a tense situation is arising in the high seas. A source close to the Bureau of Nautical Interchange has informed us that radio contact with the King's fleet has been lost. Now, this doesn't necessarily spell doom and gloom, but...
Bosun!
Here! Master, what cheer?
Good! Speak to the mariners! Fall to it, Garley, or run ourselves aground! Bustar! Bustar!
Hi, my hearts! Cheerly, cheerly, my hearts! Yar, yar! Taking the topsail! Tend to the master's whistle! Blow till thou burst thy wind if room enough!
Good bosun! Have care! Where's the master? Play the men!
I pray now, keep below!
Where is the master, bosun?
Do you not hear him? You mar our labor! Keep your cabins, you do assist the storm!
Nay, good, be patient!
Oneness he is. Hence, what cares these roars for the name of king? To cabin silence, trouble us not.
Good, yet remember whom thou hast to mourn.
Not that I more love than myself. You are a counselor. If you can command these elements to silence and work the peace of the present, we will not tender rope more. Use your authority. If you cannot, give thanks you have lived so long, and make yourself ready in your cabin for the mischance of the hour so hap. Cheerly, good hearts! Out of our way, I say!
I have great faith from this fellow. He thinks he has no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is perfect gallows. If he be not born to be hanged, our case is miserable.
Down with the topmast! Yar! Bring her to try with main course! A plague upon this howling! They are louder than the weather or our office! Yet again! What do you hear? Shall we give over and drown? Have you a mind to sing?
Our box on your throat, you bawling, blasphemous, and charitable dog!
Work you then!
Hang you, horse and insolent noisemaker! We are less afraid to be drowned than thou art!
Oh, I'll warrant him for drowning, though the ship are no stronger than a nutshell, as leaky as that statch wedge.
Lay her a hold! A hold! Set her 2 courses up to sea again! Lay her off!
The king and prince said prayers. Let's assist them for our cases as theirs.
I am out of patience!
We
We
are
are merely cheated of our lives by drunkards! This white-chapped rascal who might lie drowning the washing of 10 times!
Oh, he'll be hanged yet, though every drop of water swear against it. And keep it waiting!
Let's all sing with the king! Let's take leave of him!
Now would I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground. Long heath, brown firs, anything. The wills above be done, but I would pay down a dry death!
If by your arts, my dearest father, you have set the wild water
her, a brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her dash it all to pieces. Oh, their cries did knock against my very heart.
Be collected, no more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, the day.
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full porcel, and thy no greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee farther. Lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me. So, lie there, my heart. Wipe thou thine eyes, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provisions in mine art so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as an hair, betid to any creature in the vessel, which thou heardst cry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down, for thou must now know farther.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding stay and not yet.
The hour's now come. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came onto this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can.
By what? By any other house or person? Of anything the image tell me that hath kept with thy remembrance?
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women that once tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backward and abyssum of time? Thy father was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power.
Sir, are not you my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou wast my daughter. And thy father was Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir and princess knowers issued.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence?
By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence. My brother and thy uncle, called Antonio, I pray thee mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious. He whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state, as at that time through all the signories it was the first, and Prospero, the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity and for the liberal arts, without a parallel, those being all my studies, the government I cast upon my brother, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, dost thou attend me?
Sir, most heedfully.
Being once perfected how to grant suits, how to deny them, who to advance, and who to trash for overtopping, knew, created the creatures that were mine, I say, or changed them, or else new formed them, having both the key of officer and office, set all hearts in the state to what tune pleased his ear. Thou attendest not.
Oh, good sir, I do.
I pray thee, mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, in my false brother awaked an evil nature, and my trust, like a good parent, did beget of him a falsehood in its contrary, as great as my trust was, which had indeed no limit. A confident son's bound, he did believe he was indeed the duke out of the substitution, and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative. Hence his ambition growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
Have no screen between this part he played and him he played it for. He needs will be absolute Milan. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalties he thinks me now incapable. Confederate, so dry he was for sway, with the king of Naples to give him annual tribute, do him homage, subject his coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed, alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
King of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my brother's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan with all the honors on my brother. Whereon a treacherous army levied one midnight, fated to the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness the ministers for the purpose hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Alack for pity, I not remembering how I cried out then will cry it o'er again. It is a hint that rings mine eyes to it.
Hear a little further, and then I'll bring thee to the present business, which now is upon's, without the which this story were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour that destroy us?
Well demanded, wench, my tale provokes that question. Dear they durst not, so dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with fair colors painted their foul ends. In few they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast, the very rats instinctively had quit it.
Alack, what trouble I was then to you!
Oh, cherubim, thou wast that did preserve me. Thou didst smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven, when I have decked the sea with drops full salt, under my burthen groaned.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine, some food we had and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo, out of his charity, being then appointed master of this design, did give us with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have steaded much. So of his gentleness, knowing I loved my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see that man!
Now I arise. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can that have more time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
The heavens, thank you for it. And now, sir, I pray you, for still 'tis beating in my mind your reason for raising this sea storm.
No, thus far forth, by accident most strange, bountiful fortune, now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore, and by my prescience, I find my zenith doth depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influence, if I now court not but omit, my fortunes will ever after droop. Here, cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. I am ready now. Approach, my Ariel. Come.
All hail, great master, grave sir, hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds.
To thy strong bidding task, Ariel, in all his quality.
Hast thou spurred performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship, now in the beak, now in the waist, the deck. In every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometime I divide and burn in many places. On the topmast, the yard, the bowsprit, would I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightnings, the precursors of the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary and sights outrunning were not.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect his reason.
Not a soul but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then, all afire with me, the king's son, Ferdinand, with hair upstaring, then like reeds, not hair, was the first man who leaped, cried,
Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Well, that's my spirit. But was not this nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished, on their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me,
In troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs, in an odd angle of the isle sitting, his arms in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, the mariners, say how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in arbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook where once thou calledst me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed Bermoothes. There she's hid, the mariners all under hatches stowed, whom I have left asleep. And for the rest of the fleet which I dispersed, have all met again, bound sadly home for Naples.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed, but there's more work to do. What is the time of the day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which has not yet been performed me.
How now? Moody. What is thou canst demand?
My liberty!
Before the time be out, no more.
Remember, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistaking, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bate me a full year.
Hast thou forgot from what a torment I did free thee?
No?
Thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak, tell me.
Sir, in Algiers.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgett'st. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing, thou knowest was banished. Is not this true?
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reportest thyself, wast then her servant, and for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands. Refusing her grand hests, she did confine thee, by help of her more potent ministers, into a cloven pine, within which rift and prison thou didst painfully remain a dozen years, within which space she died and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so, and after 2 days I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go, take this shape and hither come in't. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on. We'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho, slave! Caliban! Thou earth, thou speak!
There's a warning within!
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise! When? Fine apparition, my quaint Ariel, hearken thine ear.
My lord, it shall be done.
Thou poisonous slave, got by the devil himself, upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked do as are my mother. Brush with raven's feather from a lonesome fed, drop on you both! A southwest blowing ye, and blister you allure!
For this be sure tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine, by Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me.
When thou camest first, thou strokest me, madest much of me, wouldst give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I love thee, and show thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place and fertile. Curse be I that did so! All the charms of sycorax, toes, beetles, bats, light on you! For I'm all the subject that you have, which first was mine own king. And here you stye me in this hard rock. Why should you keep from me the rest of the island?
Thou most lying slave, whose stripes may move not kindness. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Would it have been done? Thou didst prevent me. I peopled else's eye with Calibans.
Abhorred slave, which any print of goodness wilt not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other, when thou didst not, savage, know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had that int which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined, and to this rock wast deserved more than a prison.
You taught me language. And my profit unto this, I know how to curse. The rap like reading for learning your language.
Hag seed hence, fetch us in fuel and be quick. Thou art best to answer other business. Shruggest thou malice. If thou neglectest or dost unwillingly what I command, I will rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar that beast shall beast at your den.
No, pray thee. I must obey. His heart is of such power, he'll control my Demscasetebos and make a vessel of him.
So slave hence.
Come unto these yellow sands, and then take hands, curtsied when you have, and kissed the wild waves, waste-footed feetly here and there, and sweet sprites the burden bear. Hark, 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 I hear. The strain of a strutting shanty.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure, it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again. The king, my father's wreck. This music came by me upon the water, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it. Or it hath drawn me rather, but 'tis gone. Oh no, it begins again.
Fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Those are the pearls that were his eyes. Nothing that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs sourly ring his knell. Hark, now I hear them ding dong, bell, ding dong, bell.
This ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringed curtains of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yond.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form. But 'tis a spirit.
No, wench, it eats and sleeps, and hath such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck, and he hath lost his fellows, and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit, fine spirit, I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
Most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend. Okay. Vouchsafe my prayer, may know if you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give, how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is wonder if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speak this speech, were I but words spoken.
How, the best? What wert thou if the king of Naples heard thee?
A single thing, as I'm now that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does, I weep. Myself am Naples, who with mine own eyes never since at ebb beheld the king, my father wrecked.
Alack for mercy.
Yes, faith, and all of his lords. The king of Naples and his brave son being twain.
The Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter could control thee, if now 'twere fit to do it. At the first sight, they have changed eyes. Spirit delicate Ariel, I'll free thee for this. A word, good sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my father so urgently? This is the third man that I e'er saw. The first ere I sighed for. Pity move my father to be inclined my way.
Oh, the virgin and your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
Soft, sir. One word more. They're both in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more, I charge thee that thou attend me. Thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy, to win it from me, the Lord on't.
No, as I am a man.
There is nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Follow me. Speak not you for him. He is a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shalt thou drink.
No, I will resist such entertainment till my enemy has more power.
Oh, dear father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he is gentle. and not fearful.
What I say, my foot, my tutor. Put thy sword up, traitor, for I can here disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, father!
Hence, and not on my garments.
Sir, have pity, I'll be his surety.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush! Thou thinkest there's no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban? Foolish wench! To the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections then are most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this man's threats to whom I am subdued, are but light to me. Might I, but through my prison once a day, behold this maid? All corners else of the world let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Come on, follow me. Thou hast done well, fine Ariel. Follow me. Hark what thou else shall do me.
Be of comfort. My father's of a better nature, sir, than he appears by speech. This is unwotted which now came from him.
Thou shalt be free as mountain winds, but then exactly do all points of my command.
To the syllables.
Come, speak not you for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all, of joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. Our end of woe is common. Every day some sailor have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation.
Prithee, peace.
Look, he's winding up the watch of his wit. By and by it will strike.
Sir, when every grief that's offered is entertained, comes to the entertainer.
$1.
Dollar comes to him, indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
You have taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord.
Prithee, spare.
Well, I have done. But yet,
You will be talking.
Which of he or Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
The old cock.
The cockerel.
Done. The wager. Ha.
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seemed to be desert,
Ha ha ha. So you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible. Yet,
He could not missed.
it needs to be of a subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate wench.
Aye, and as subtle as he most literally delivered.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones there.
Or as 'twere perfumed by fen.
here is everything advantageous to life.
True, safe means to live.
That our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses being rather new dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of his pockets could speak, would it not say that he lies?
Aye, or very falsely puckered up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa at the marriage of the king's fair daughter, Clarabelle, to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
Oh, not since Widow Dido's time.
Widow? A pox o' that! How came that widow in? Widow Dido.
Widow Dido, said you. You make me study that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
This Tunis, sir, was Carthage.
Carthage?
Oh, I assure you, Carthage.
His words are more than a miraculous harp. He raised the walls and houses too.
What impossible matter will he make easy next?
I think he will carry this island home in his pocket and give it his son for an apple.
and sowing the kernels of it into the sea, bring forth more islands.
Sir, when every grief that's offered is entertained, there are garments, our garments being as they were, drenched in the sea. Cheer up, sir.
Bait, I beseech you.
Oh, we-do-day-do. When is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sword was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married my daughter there, for coming thence my son is lost. And in my rage, she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I ne'er again shall see her. Oh, thou, mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him, and ride upon their backs. He trod the waters whose admitting he flung aside, and breasted the surge most swoln that met him. His bold head above the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with his good arms in lusty stroke, to the shore that oared his wave-worn basis, bowed, as stooping, to relieve him. I not doubt he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Sir, you may think yourself of this great loss, that would not bliss our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African, where she at least is banished from your eye, who have cause to weep the grief on it.
Prithee, peace.
You were kneeled to, and importuned otherwise by all of us. And we have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the loss.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
It is foul weather in us all, good sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Very foul.
Had I a plantation on this isle, my lord?
Prithee, no more, thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who have such sensible and nimble lungs they always used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who, in this kind of merry fooling, am nothing to you. So you may continue to laugh at nothing still.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I'll not warrant my discretion so weakly. Will you? Laugh me asleep, for I am very heavy.
Go sleep and hear us.
But also soon asleep. I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. Oh, I find they are inclined to do so.
Well, please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why doth not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might? Worthy Sebastian. What might? No more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face, what thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What, art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do.
Miss me.
a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep. Okay, round 2. What is it thou didst say?
Ooh, you're good.
This is a strange repose to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep!
Noble Sebastian, thou let's thy fortune sleep, die rather, winkst, whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There is meaning in thy snore.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be too, if heed me. Which to do troubles the oar.
Well, I am standing water.
I will teach you how to flow.
Do so. To ebb hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish, whilst thus you mock it. How in stripping it, you more invest it. Ebbing men indeed most often do so near the bottom run, as by their own fear or sloth.
Prithee, say on.
Although this lord of weak remembrance, who shall be as little memory as when he is earthed, hath here persuaded, for he is a spirit of persuasion that only professes to persuade the king. His son's alive. 'Tis as impossible that he is undrowned, and he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he is undrowned.
Oh, out of that, no hope. What great hope have you? No hope that way is. Another way is so high a hope that even ambition cannot pierce a wink beyond, but doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He is gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She that is Queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond a man's life. She that from Naples can have no note unless if the sun were post. The man of the moon's too slow, till newborn chins be rough and razorable. She that from whom we were all sea swallowed, though some cast again. And by that destiny to perform an act, whereof what's past is prologue. What to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true, my brother's daughter's Queen of Tunis. So is she heir of Naples, twixt which region there is some space.
A space where every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Clarabelle measure up back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake. Say this were death that now hath seized him. Why, there were no worse than now they are. There be that can't rule Naples as well as he that sleeps. Lords that can prate amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. I myself can make a chuff of as deep a chat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What sleeper this for your advancement? Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother, Prospero.
True, and look how well my garments sit upon me. Much feeder than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows, and now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir. And where lies that? I feel not this deed in my bosom. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth that he lies upon, if he were that which now he is like. That's dead. Who am I? With this obedient steel, 3 inches of it can lay to bed forever, while you doing thus to the perpetual wink, I might put this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, who should not upbraid our course. For all the rest, they will take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business that we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou goest Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like it to fall it on Gonzalo.
Oh, but one word.
My master through his art foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in. and sends me forth, for else his project dies, to keep them livid. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake! Awake!
Let us both be shuddering.
Why, how now? Ho! Away! Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
Well, whiles we stood here, securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls or rather lions. Did not wake you, struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din fright of a monster's ear to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of the whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo? Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and a strange one too, which did awake me. That's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens, keep him from these beasts, for he is sure on the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
Oh, the infection that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats, unprosper fall and make him by inch mill a disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I knees must curse, but there nor pinch. Fright me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, nor leave me like a firebrand in the dark, out of my way, lassie! Beat him. But for every trifle they set upon me, sometime, like apes, they mow and chatter at me, and have to bite me. Then like hedgehogs, which lie tumbling in my barefoot way, and mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometime am I all wounded at us, with cloven tongue to hiss me to madness. Lo, now, lo, here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing fuel in slowly. I forfled, perchance he will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. And another storm brewing, too. I could hear it sing in the wind. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? A fish. He smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. A strange fish. Legged like a man. And his fins like arms. Warm, oh my troth. I do now let loose my opinion, hold it no longer. This
no fish, but an islander who hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again! Oh my God, it's flat. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There's no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. Ooh. I will hear shroud until the dregs of the storm be past. I shall no more to see, here shall I die ashore.
This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the bosun, and I, the gunner, and his mate. How we doing this evening? Loved Mom, Megan, Marion, and Marjorie. This guy definitely knows the next line, but none of us cared for Kate. Never mind, she had no idea what the line was, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang, hey there. She loved not the savor of ton or of pitch, yet a tailor might scratch her where she did itch. So to see a boys and let her go hang. This is a scurvy tune too. But here's my comfort. Do not torment me, oh! What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks upon us with charagers and men of India? It's 400 years old. It doesn't all age well, okay? I have not escaped drowning to be afeard now of your 4 legs. For it hath been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs, cannot make him give ground, and it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes at his nostrils. The spirit torments me, oh! This is a monster of the isle with 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Let me prithee, I bring my fill home faster.
He is in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If ye have never drunk wine afore, will go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly.
Thou dost me up a little hurt, thou wilt not annoyed by thy trembling. Now prosper works upon thee.
Oh, come on your ways, open your mouth. Oh, here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking, I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned. And these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs, 2 voices. A most delicate monster! His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend.
His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come, amen, I will pour some in thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy. This is a devil and no monster. I will leave him, I have no long spoon.
Stefano, if thou be a Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed! How camest thou to be the siege of this mooncalf? Canst he vent Trinculos?
I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou now living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano,
Oh, prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, and he gave us price. That's a brave God, and their celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Here, swear by this bottle how thou camest hither.
Oh.
I escaped upon a butt of sack, which the sailors heaved overboard. By this bottle, which I made of the bark of a tree with mine own hands, since I was cast ashore.
I swear upon the bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here, swear then how thou escapedst.
swum ashore. Man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck, I'll be sworn.
Here, kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano. Hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. How now, mooncalf? How does thine ache you?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon I do assure thee. I was the man in the moon when time was.
I've seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mister showed me thee, and thy dog in that bush.
Come swear to that, kiss the book. I will furnish it anon with new contents, swear.
By this good light. This is a very shallow monster. I, afeard of him. A very weak monster. The man in the moon. A most poor, credulous monster. Well-drawn monster. It could soon.
I show thee every fertile inch of the island. And now kiss thy foot. I pray thee, be my God.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I kiss thy foot. I swear myself thy subject.
Come on then down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find in my heart to beat him. But the poor monsters drink. An abominable monster.
I show thee the best springs. I pluck thee berries. I fish for thee and get thee wood enough. Apply upon the tyrant that I serve. I bear him no more sticks. but follow thee, thou wondrous man!
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I pray thee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I, with my long nails, will dig thee picnics, show thee a chaste nest, and instruct thee how to sail the Nimamama set. I bring thee to clustering filbers, and sometimes I get thee young scammers from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Here, bear my bottle. Our fellow Trinculo, we will fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master! Farewell! Farewell, master! Farewell!
A howling monster, a drunken monster.
No more dams are meant for fish, nor fetching, firing, it requiring, nor scotch answer, no wash this. Ben, Cali, Ben has a new master, get a new man, freedom! Hey day, freedom! Hey day, freedom!
Oh, great monster, lead the way!
There be some sports are painful, and their labor delight in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This, my mean task, would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crab, and he's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My mistress weeps when she sees me work, and says such baseness had never like executor. Oh, I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors, most busy less when I do them.
Alas, now pray you work not so hard. I would the lightning have burnt up those logs that you were enjoyed to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My father is hard at study. Pray now and rest yourself. He's safe for these 3 hours.
My most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature, I had rather crack my sinews and break my back before you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me, as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my father, I have broke your hest to say so.
Miranda. Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration. Ha! Worth what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady have I eyed with best regard, for several virtues have I liked several women, never with so full soul, but some defect in her. Did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed and put it to the foil. But you, oh, you, so perfect, so peerless, are made of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my own sex. No woman's face I can remember save from the glass mine own, nor have I seen many that I may call men. And you, good friend, and my dear father. How features are abroad I am skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my tower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself the like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and in my father's precepts I therein do forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king I would not so. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. There, it resides to make me slave to it, and for your sake am I this patient logman.
Do you love me?
Oh, heavens! Oh, earth, bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. If hollowy, invert, and what best boded me to mischief, I, beyond all limit else in the earth, do love, prize, honor you.
I am a fool to weep at what I am glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them. Wherefore with you?
At mine unworthiness that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and the more it seeks to hide itself. The bigger book it shows. So prompt me plain and holy innocence. I am your wife. If you will marry me, and if not, I will die your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I will be your servant, whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband, then.
I, with a heart as willing as bondage heir of freedom. Here's my hand.
And mine!
Huh?
With my heart in it. Oh, and now farewell till half an hour hence.
1,000 thousands. You got this, birdie. So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised withal. But my rejoicing at nothing can be more. I'll to my book. For yet, ere supper time, must I perform much business appertaining.
Tell not me! When the butt is out, we will drink water, not a drop before. Therefore, bear up and board. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster, the folly of this island. They say there's but 5 upon this isle. We be 3 of them. If the other 2 be brained like us, the state totters.
Drink, servant monster, when I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? He were a brave monster indeed if they were set in his tail.
My man-monster hath drowned his tongue in sack. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam ere I could recover the shore, 30 leagues off and on. Oh, by this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant, monster, or my standard.
Your lieutenant, if you list, he's no standard.
Will not run, monster.
No, go neither. Yet you'll lie like dogs and say nothing neither.
Mooncalf, speak once in thy life, if thou beest a good mooncalf.
How does thy honor? Let me lick thy ship. I not serve him. Here's thou valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster. I am encased to justle a constable. Why, thou debauched fish, thou? Was there ever a man a coward that hath drunk so much sack as I today?
Lo, how he mocks me. Thou let him, my lord.
Ooh, Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural.
Again, bite him to death, I pray thee.
Trinculum, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, the next tree. The poor monster's my subject, and he shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Will thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry will I, kneel and repeat it. Whoa. I will stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, that by his cunning had jetted me off the island. Thou liest. How liest? Thou jesting monkey, thou! I will my belly master will destroy thee! I do not lie.
No, Trinculo! If you interrupt the monster any more in his tale, by this hand, I shall supplant some of your teeth.
Why? I said nothing.
Mum, then, and no more. A proceed.
I say, by sorcery he got this isle. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, for I know thou darest, but this thing dare not.
That's most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I serve thee.
How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yeah, my lord. I yield him thee asleep, where thou mayst knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest, thou canst.
I do beseech thy greatness. Give him blows and take his bottle from him.
Trinculum, run into no further danger. Trouble the monster one word further, and by this hand.
Why? What did I? I did nothing. I'll go farther off.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Take thou that. As you like this, give me the lie another time.
I did not give the lie. Out of your wits and bearing too. A pox on your bottle.
Hey.
This can sack and drinking do. A murrain on your monster, and the devil take your fingers.
Now forward with your tail. Prithee, stand farther off.
Bit him enough. After a little time, I bit him till.
Stand farther! Come. Proceed.
Why? As I told thee, this accustomed with him in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayst bring him, having first seized his books, or with a log, bare his skull, punch him in a stake, or cut his weasel with thy knife. Remember, first to possess his books. For without them, he's but a sot as I am, nor had not one spirit to command. They all do hate him as littly as I. Burn but his books. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a nonpareil. I ne'er saw a woman, but only sycorax my dam and she. But she, as far surpassed the sycorax, as the greatest as least.
Is it so brave, alas?
Aye, Lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man! His daughter and I will be king and queen, save our graces, and Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I am sorry I beat thee, but while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
I on mine honor.
This I will tell my master.
Thou makes me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be joking. Will you throw the catch you told me but while there?
At thy request, monster, I will do reason, any reason. Come on, Trinculo, let us sing. Floutum and scoutum and scoutum and floutum, thought is free. Floutum and scoutum and scoutum and scoutum and thought is free. Floutum and scoutum and scoutum and floutum, thought is free.
Floutum and scoutum, scoutum and
That's not the tune.
What is this same?
This is the tune of our catch, played by the picture of nobody.
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest a devil, take it as thou list.
Oh, forgive me my sins.
Be he that dies pays all debts. I defy thee. Have mercy upon us.
Art thou afeard?
No, monster, not I.
Be not feared. The isle is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometimes voices that if I then have waked after long sleep will make me sleep again, and then in dreaming the clouds me throated open and show riches ready to drop upon me. That when I waked, I cry, dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom to me where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed,
That shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it, and after do our work.
Lead, monster. We'll follow. I would I could see this tabor. He lays it on.
Wilt come? I'll follow Stefano.
By Our Lady King, I can go no further. My old bones ache.
It is a maze trod indeed through forthrights and meanders. By your patience, I needs must rest me.
Old Lord, I cannot blame thee, who am myself attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let him go.
I am right glad that he is sought of hope. Do not for one repose forego the purpose that you resolve to effect.
The next advantage will we take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight. They are pressed with the travel. They cannot, nor will not, use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? My good friends, hark.
Marvelous, strange music.
Give us kind keepers, heavens. What are these?
A living drollery. Now I will believe that there are unicorns. That in Arabia, there is one tree, the Phoenix's throne. The Phoenix at this hour, reigning there.
I'll believe both. And what else want credit for? Come to me and I will be sworn. 'Tis true, travelers never did lie, though fools at home condemn them.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me? If I should say I saw such islanders? For certes, these are people of the island, who though they are of monstrous shape, yet note their manners are more gentle kind than of our human generation you shall find many, nay, almost any.
Honest Lord, thou hast said well, for some of you there present are worse than devils.
I cannot too much muse such shapes, such gesture, and such sound, expressing, although they want the use of a tongue, a kind of excellent dumb discourse.
No matter, since they have left their viands behind, for we have stomachs. Please who taste of what is here.
Not I.
Ah, faith, sir, you need not fear.
I will stand to and feed, although my last no matter, since I feel the best is past. Brother, my lord the Duke, stand to and do as we.
You are three men of sin, whom destiny, that hath to instrument this lower world in what is it, that never surfeit at sea hath caused to belch up you, and on this island where men doth not inhabit, you mongst men being most unfit to live. I have made you mad, and even with such like valor men hang, and drown their proper selves. You fools, I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with the mock that stabs, kill the still closing waters, as diminish one dowel that is in my plume. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are now too massive for your strengths, and will not be uplifted. But remember, for that is my business to you, that you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath requited him, and his innocent child for which foul deed the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yet all creatures, against your peace. Thee of thy son Alonso they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition worse than any death can be at once shall step by step attend you and your ways, whose wraths to guard you from, which here, in this most desolate isle, else falls upon your heads, is nothing but heart sorrow and a clear life ensuing.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou performed, my Ariel. My high charms work, and these mine enemies are only up in their distractions. They now are in my power, and in these fits I leave them while I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and mine loved darling.
In the name of something holy, sir, Why stand you in this strange stare?
It is monstrous! Monstrous! Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me. And the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe pronounced the name of Prosper. It did base my trespass. Therefore my son in the ooze is bedded. And I'll seek him deeper than e'er plummet sounded, and with him there lie mudded.
No problem.
But 1 feet at a time! I'll fight the legion's over! I'll be thy second! All 3 of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison given to work a great time after, now begins to bite the spirits. I do beseech you that are of suppler joints, follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may provoke them to.
Follow, I pray you.
With that, our troop of villains are dispersed, and as they need for pardon, so must you. A 15-minute intermission will now be had. Enjoy, stretch your legs. Refreshments are available to buy, and privy rooms are open to receive. But when you hear the chiming of the bell, the interval is up, and to your seat we kindly ask that you may make return. For when the doors are shut, the play proceeds, so use this intermission for your needs. Welcome, O gracious viewers of these acts. A pleasant sight to see you have returned, and that you were not stymied in the bogs. Take heed, I pray, that any noisome spirits that in the cores of apples, galaxies, or any other cells where they may live are silenced, so that they may make no sound. Where we last left, the villains were rebuked, and all is set in motion for the end. Now must I to the business by and by, for soft the players' entrances are nigh.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here 1/3 of mine own life, or that for which I live. Once again, I tender to thy hand. All thy vexations were but my trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test here. Afore heaven, I ratify this, my rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her off, for thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it, against an oracle.
Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What, Ariel? My industrious servant, Ariel.
What would my potent master? Here I am.
Thou and thy meaner fellows your last service did worthily perform, and I must use you in such another trick. Go bring the rabble, or whom I give thee power, here to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently?
Aye, with a twink.
Before you can say come and go, and breathe twice and cry so, each one tripping on his toe will be here, with mop and mow. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel, do not approach till thou dost hear me call.
Well, I conceive.
Look thou be true. Do not give dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oaths are straw to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night your vow.
I warrant you, sir. The white, cold, virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well, now come, my Ariel, bring a corollary rather than want a spirit. Appear and pertly. No tongue, all eyes. Be silent.
most bounteous lady, thy rich lees of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas, thy banks with pine and swelled brims with spongy April thy hesper trims, to make cold nymphs chase crowns in thy broom groves whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves, being last lorn, thy pole-clipped vineyard and thy sea marge, sterile and rocky hard, where thou thyself dost err, the queen of the sky whose watery arch messenger am I, bids thee leave these, and with her sovereign grace, here on this grass plot in this very place, to come and sport, her peacocks fly amain, approach rich Ceres, her to entertain.
Hail, many-colored messenger, that ne'er dost disobey the wife of Jupiter, who with thy saffron wings upon my flowers diffusest honey drops, refreshing showers. And with each end of thy blue bow dost crown my bosky acres and my unshrubbed down. Rich scarf to my proud earth, why hath thy queen summoned me hither to this short grass of green?
A contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to estate on the blessed lovers.
Tell me, heavenly bow, if Venus or her son, as thou dost know, do now attend the queen, since they did plot the means that dusky dis my daughter got, her and her blind boy's scandaled company I have forsworn.
Of her society be not afraid. I met her Didi cutting the clouds towards Paphos and her son Dove drawn with her. Here thought they had done some wanton charm upon this man maid whose vows are that no bad right shall be paid to harm the torch be lighted, but vain. Mars' hot minions return again. Her wash-headed son is broke as arrows, swears he will shoot no more but play with sparrows and be a boy right out.
Highest queen of states, great Juno comes. I know her by her gait.
How does my bounteous sister? Go with me to bless this twain, that they may be prosperous and honored in their issue.
Honor, riches, marriage blessings, long continuance and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you.
Earths increase, boys in plenty, barns and garners never empty, vines in clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burthen bowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Ceres' blessing so is on you.
This is a most majestic vision and harmonious charmingly. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancy.
Oh, let me live here ever. So rare wonder, father and wife makes this place paradise.
Sweet, now silence. Juno and Ceres whisper seriously. There's something else to do. Hush or be mute, or else our spell is marred.
You nymphs called naiads of the wandering brooks with your sedge crowns and ever harmless looks, leave your cursed channels and all this green land, answer your summons, Juno does command. Come, temperate nymphs, and help to celebrate a contact of true love. Be not too late.
I forgot that foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done. Avoid. No more.
This is strange. Your father's in some passion that works him strongly.
Never till this day saw I him touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended. These, our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits and are melted into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit, shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness, my brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Come, with a thought I thank thee. Ariel, come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to. What's thy pleasure?
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
Aye, my commander. When I presented Ceres, I thought to have told thee of it, but I feared lest I might anger thee.
Say again, where didst thou leave these varlets?
I told you, sir. They were red hot with drinking, so full of valor that they smote the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing of their feet, yet always bending towards their projects. Then I beat my tabor, at which like unbacked colts they pricked their ears, advanced their eyelids, lifted up their noses as they smelt music. So I charmed their ears, that calf-like they my lowing followed me through toothed briars, sharp furzes, pricking goss and thorns that entered their frail shins. At last I left them, in the filthy mantled pool beyond your cell, there dancing up to the chins that the foul lake o'erstunk their feet.
This was well done, my bird. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. The trumpery in my house, go bring it hither for stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
Devil, a born devil on whose nature nurture can never stick, on whom my pains humanely taken, all lost, quite lost. As with age his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I will plague them all, even to roaring. Come, hang them on this line.
Pray you tread softly, that the blind mole may not hear a footfall. We now are near his cell.
Monster, your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done little better than played the jack with us.
Monster, I do smell all horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
Do you hear, monster? If I should take a displeasure against you, look you.
Thou wert but a lost monster.
Oh, good, my lord, give me thy favor still. Be patient, for the prize I bring thee to shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore speak softly. All's hushed as midnight yet.
But to lose our bottles in the pool!
Oh, there is not only disgrace and dishonor in that, monster, but an infinite loss.
That's more me than my wedding. Yet this is your harmless fairy, monster.
I will fetch off my bottle, though I be your ears for my labor. Whoa.
Prithee, my king, be quiet. Sitst thou here? This is the mouth of the cell. No noise, and enter. Do that good mischief which may make this island thine own forever. And I, thy Caliban, for I thy footlicker.
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, King Stephano. Oh, Peer. Oh, worthy Stephano. Look what a wardrobe here is for thee.
Let it alone, thou fool, it is but trash.
Oh, how, monster. We know what belongs to a frippery. Oh, King Stephano.
Put off that gown, Trinculo. By this hand, I will have that gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
The dropsy drowned this fool. What do you mean to totos and such luggage? Let alone and do the murder first. If he awake from toad to crown, he'll fill our skins with pinches, make us strange stuff.
Be you quiet, monster. Ooh, Mistress Line. Is not this my jerkin?
Ooh, do. We steal by line and level. And like your grace?
I thank thee for that jest. Here's a garment for it. Wit shall not go unrewarded while I am king of this country. Steel by line and level is an excellent passive pate. There's another garment for it.
Monster, come, put some lime upon your fingers, and away with the rest. I will have none on't. Oh, we shall lose our time, and all be turned to barnacles or to apes before had villainous low.
Monster, lay to your fingers. Help to bear this away where my hogshead of wine is, or I'll turn you out of my kingdom. Go to, carry this.
And this.
And this.
Hey! Mountain, hey!
Silver, there it goes, Silver.
Go charge my gobblers that they grind their joints with dry convulsions, shorten up their sinews with aged cramps, and more pink-spotted make them than Bard or Cat of the Mountain.
Hark, they roar!
Let them be hunted soundly. At this hour lie at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labors end, and thou shalt have the air at freedom, for a little follow and do me service. Now does my project gather to a head, my charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day?
At the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease.
I did say so when first I raised the Tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Confined together, in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them, all prisoners, sir. They cannot budge till your release. The king, his brother, and yours abide, all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly him that you termed, sir, the good old Lord Gonzalo, his tears run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Your charm so strongly worksome that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their kind, that relish all as sharply, passion as they, be kindly removed than thou art? That with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my noble reason gainst my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend, not a frown further. Go, release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, and ye that on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him when he comes back. Oh, you demi-puppets that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make, whereof the yew not bites. I knew whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew. By whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and azured vault set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong base promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers, oped, and led them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure. And when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound. I'll drown my book. Solemn air and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy. Cure thy brains, now useless, boiled within thy skull. There stand, for you are spell-stopped. Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, mine eyes, even sociable to the show of thine, fall fellowly drops. The charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals upon the night, melting the darkness, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clearer reason. O good Gonzalo, my true preserver, and a loyal sir, to him you followest, I will pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a further in the act. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you, brother mine, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who with Sebastian, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, would here have killed your king. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore, which now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me or would know me, Ariel. I will discase me in myself present as I was sometime Milan. Quickly, spirit, thou shalt ere long be free.
Whether these socks there suck I, in a cowslip spell I lie, there I couch where owls do cry, on the bat's back do I fly, after summer merrily. Merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough.
Why, that's my dainty Ariel. I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt be free. So. To the kingship, invisible as thou art, there shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches, the master and the boatswain being awake, and force them to this place, and presently I prithee.
I drink the air before me, and return o'er air your pulse twice beat.
Torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero. For more assurance that a living prince does now speak to thee, I embrace thy body, and to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
Last time in the dressing room.
If thou beest he or no, I not know. Thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood. And since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness held me. This must crave, if this be at all a most strange story. Thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs, but how should Prospero be living and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Whether this be or not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends all, but you, my brace of lords. Were I so minded, I here could pluck his highness' frown upon you and justify you traitors. At this time, I will tell no tales.
The devil speak in him.
No. For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth, I do forgive thy rankest faults, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us here, whom 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore, where I have lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is, my dear son Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past her cure.
I rather think you have not sought her help. For the like loss I have her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You the like loss?
As great to me as late, and supportable to make the dear loss, have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter. Oh heavens, that they were living both in Naples, the king and queen there. That they were, I wish myself were mudded in that oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest, I do perceive these lords at this encounter do so much admire that they devour their reason and scarce think their eyes do offices of truth. Their words are natural breath. But howsoever you have been justled, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very duke which was thrust forth of Milan, who most strangely upon this shore where you were wrecked was landed to be the Lord on't. No more yet of this, for 'tis a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. Welcome, sir. This cell's my court. Here have I few attendants and subjects, none abroad. Pray you, look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing. At least bring forth a wonder to content ye as much as me, my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms that you should wrangle, then I would call it fair play.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
A most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
Now all the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder. How many goodly creatures are there here? And how beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid with whom thou wast at play? Your else acquaintance cannot be 3 hours. Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence she's mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father for his advice, nor thought I had one. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom I have heard so often renowned, but never before saw. Of whom I have received a second life and a second father. This lady makes him to me.
Oh, I am hers. But, oh, how oddly will it sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
Oh, there, sir, stop. Let us not burthen our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept, or should have spoke ere this. Look down, you gods, and on this couple drop a blessed crown. For it is you who have chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that his issue should become kings of Naples? In one voyage did Claribel her husband find at Tunis, and Ferdinand her brother a wife, where he himself was lost. Prospero his dukedom in a poor isle, and all of us ourselves, when no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so, amen. Look, sir, here's more of us. Hast thou no mouth by land? What news?
The best news is that we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship, which but 3 glasses since we gave out split, is tight, and yarn bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
Sir, all this service have I done since I went.
My tricksy spirit,
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say, how came you hither?
If I did think, sir, I were well awake, I'd strive to tell you. We were dead of sleep, and how we know not, all clapped under hatches, were but even now with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible.
We were awaked! Straightway at liberty, where we in all her trim freshly beheld our royal, good and gallant ship, our master capering to eye her on a trice. So please you, even in a dream, were we divided from them and brought moping hither.
'Twas it well done.
Bravely, my diligence, thou shalt be free.
This is a strange maze as e'er men trod, and there is in this business more than nature was ever conduct of. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At picked leisure, which shall be shortly, single I'll resolve you, which to you shall seem probable, of every these happened accidents. Till when, be cheerful, and think of each thing well. Come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. How fares, my gracious sir? There are yet missing of your company some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shift for all the rest, and let no man take care for himself, for all is but fortune. Coraggio, bully monster, Coraggio!
If these be true spies which I wear in my head, oh, here's a goodly sight.
Oh, Zetebos, these be brave spirits indeed. Oh, how fine my master is, I'm afraid he will chastise me.
What things are these, my lord Antonio? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is a plain fish, and no doubt marketable.
Mark but the badges of these men, my lords, then say if they be true. This misshapen knave, his mother was a witch, and one so strong that could control the moon, make flows and ebbs, and deal in her command without her power. These three have robbed me, and this demi-devil, for he's a bastard one, had plotted with them to take my life. Two of these fellows you must know and own. This thing of darkness, acknowledge mine.
Oh, I shall be pinched to death.
Is not this Stefano, my drunken butler?
He is drunk now. Where had he wine?
And Trinculo is reeling ripe.
Oh, no.
Where should they find this grand liquor that have gilded them so? How camest thou in this pickle?
I've been in such a pickle since I saw you last that I fear me will never out of my bones. I shall not fear fly blowing.
Why, how now?
Stefano, touch me not! I am not Stefano, but a cramp.
You'd be the king of the isle, sirrah.
I should have been a sore one then.
This is a strange thing, as e'er I looked on.
He's as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, sirrah, to my cell. Take with you your companions, as you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will. And I'll be wise hereafter and seek for grace. What a thrice double ass was I to take this drunkard for a god and worship this dull fool.
Go to away.
Hence, and bestow your luggage where you found it.
Or stole it, rather.
Sir, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I'll waste with such discourse as I not doubt shall make it go quick away. The story of my life and the particular accidents gone by since I came to this isle. And in the morn, I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I have hope to see the nuptial of these, our dear beloved, solemnized. And thence retire me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sail so expeditious that shall catch your royal fleet far off. My aerial chick, that is thy charge. Then to the elements, be free, and fare thou well. Please you, draw near. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true, I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon the deceiver, dwell in this fair island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardon be, let your indulgence set me free.